Hey everybody, Jazzy here. Welcome to another Ruins Rush video. Today I'm going to rush the ruins with the character that should have been the first character I rushed the ruins with. And that is WX-78. Now the reason I was waiting was because WX has just gotten his rework. It is now live in the beta branch of the game. And you know, WX has always been kind of an uncontested champion of the ruins, and I was really curious to see how the reworked version would hold up in the early game and inside the ruins. And you'll see for yourself in a minute, but suffice it to say, oh my god, I don't think I have ever had such a pleasant trip through the ruins before. Let me just take you step by step and show you everything that I did to get WX pretty much to the point of being overpowered in the first 9 days of the game. Okay, on day 1, your first goal should be to start scanning a few different mobs in order to start learning some of the circuits and to get some bio data. It's optional, but an easy first scan is a butterfly. You just kind of chase it around in a circle until Jimmy gets enough time to complete its scanning. That will unlock the hardy circuit, which gives you an extra 50 max health. I would not install the circuit. Yeah, in general, you want to be careful with installing circuits because when you want to remove your circuits, you lose all of the charge that those circuits were using. So there's this cooldown time until you can utilize other circuits. So because of that, I'm holding off as much as possible for installing circuits at the very beginning, just until I get the ones that I know I'm going to use. Next up, you're going to want to scan a mole worm, and you could do this at dusk by dropping a couple pieces of minerals on the ground near the burrow. And I'd recommend hammering the mole worm as soon as the scan finishes so that you can use it in the crafting recipe for the circuit you just unlocked. That would be the optoelectronic circuit. Now you can install this right away if you want. I'll definitely be using it for the ruins, but I'm going to wait until I get downstairs to install it. Day 2, we had some nice world gen and found a pig village in the deciduous forest, so I'm just going to hammer a bunch of houses, I'm going to grab some large meat, and then I'm going to put down my first alchemy engine. Here I'm going to craft some rope, some football helmets, and a hambat. And actually the only other thing that we need to do before we head into the ruins is grab a bunny. And you can do this by just catching it in a trap. Hold on to it if you catch it during the day, wait until nighttime to scan it. Then I'm gonna just grab a couple extra pieces of meat so that I can make a fresh hambat later on, and I'm gonna head down to the caves. At this point, I'm going to install the optoelectronic circuit, which gives you moleworm vision for free. That's right. You have night vision now until you choose to remove this circuit. I made another alchemy engine because I realized there were a couple other things I wanted to craft. First of all, my opulent pickaxe. Second of all, a shovel. And lastly, a lantern. Now the lantern I made just for extra safety, just in case for whatever reason I lose charge. You can lose charge by getting wet, and you can lose charge by starving, so just in case we get a rare autumn rain, we won't be stuck in the dark in the middle of the ruins. At nighttime, you can just stick the bunny on the ground, wait for him to fall asleep, and let Jimmy scan him. And then, once he's done scanning, you can re-catch it with the trap and use it to craft your acceleration circuit. Now, you're not going to be able to install this because it requires a ton of pins, and that's okay. It's going to be used for a crafting recipe pretty soon. As you make your way through the lichen biome, be sure to scan a slurper because that will unlock the gastro expansion circuit. You're not going to be able to craft this for a while, but it's good to learn the recipe now. Also be sure to scan a depths worm because they will unlock the illumination circuit. I didn't find the blue mushroom biome, but I know there are some blue caps near the ruins entrance, so I'm just gonna dig those up and head straight in. Once we get some gears, we can also use those for healing. You can also scan a nightmare creature, which will unlock the super processing circuit, and the nice thing about this is you don't have to be completely insane. As long as a nightmare creature is just kind of floating around neutral, then you can chase it around while Jimmy scans it. Okay, day 5, we are in the ruins. The first thing I want to do is to find a rook. I'm going to lead the rook away from a spawn point by aggroing it. Eventually, when it gets far enough away, it's going to start hopping back to its spawn point, and you could use this opportunity to let Jimmy analyze it. Scanning the rook will unlock the acceleration circuit 2.0. So just grab a gear and use the first acceleration circuit to craft this guy, install it immediately. Guess what? WX now has night vision plus walking cane speed. on day 5. With a handful of gears and plenty of armor, I think we have what we need to fight Ancient Guardians, so I'm just gonna run straight into the labyrinth. I'm going to craft a fresh handbat right before we enter this fight. It definitely pays to scan as many of your nightmare creatures as possible because they just provide you with so much extra bio data, which you can use later for crafting additional circuits. The reworked Ancient Guardian is totally doable without speed boost, but it definitely helps to have a little bit just so that you have a little bit extra time to run behind pillars. So you can scan Ancient Guardian for the acceleration circuit, but I was having a weird time doing it. I think bosses take longer to scan than regular mobs. It might scale up with their HP, I'm not totally sure. But regardless, you got plenty of rooks in the ruins, so it's generally easier to scan a regular rook. Watch out for them guardian tentacles, they hurt. And because of that, you always want to keep an extra armor piece in your inventory, just in case they break your armor. It'll swap the next one in automatically. Ancient Guardian went down on day 6, and the loot was pretty average. I was hoping for either a Starcaller Staff or a Magiluminescence, and I got neither, nor yellow gems. The Thulecite Club is pretty nice because that's going to stack with the acceleration circuit for a total 37.5% speed boost. At this point I got a bunch of Thulecite, but not a whole lot of grass left to craft football helms, so what I'm going to do is upgrade a pseudoscience station and craft a couple of Thulecite crowns. The best part is the Clockworks don't really care that you're just standing there crafting. As long as you don't get too close to them, they pretty much leave you alone around here. So I'm still on the hunt for some yellow gems. I definitely don't want to leave the ruins without a Magiluminescence. So I'm going to craft just 1 or 2 Thulecite helms, and I'm going to clear some more Clockworks for some extra gears. By day 7, we had cleared this branch with 0 yellow gems, so I'm going to see if I can find the other branch and see if our luck improves. Oh no, Jimmy got stuck. Jimmy, no! I can't get to him. I can't even use a lazy forager.
Jimmy! Jimmy!
Just kidding, Jimmy's back. I think that this is because even when it's waiting to be retrieved, it's still considered a follower, so it will warp to the player if you unload the area. Check out my king right here. He is clearing these statue zones, and the bishops could care less. It's really nice being able to pick your battles around here. I mean, once you hit a Clockwork, they hate you forever, but if you don't engage them, then you can really decide when you want to fight them, and in the ruins, that really makes a big difference. Like right here when I'm just blasting past Clockworks and bishops trying to find a yellow gem. I didn't see any yellow gems from statues, so I'm gonna clear some of the broken Clockwork set pieces. So here's how I go about clearing them. I position myself behind the bishop and start attacking him, and that way the rooks will start charging towards the bishop. They're gonna hit the bishop for more damage. After the bishop dies, I'm gonna back off and let the rooks smash the rest of the broken Clockworks. Then eventually one of them will kill the other, and then I'll kill the last one. Finally, I got a couple yellow gems out of some Clockworks, so I'm calling this trip done. I'm just gonna run back to the station and craft the last couple things that I want. Definitely one of the most straightforward and successful ruins rushes I've ever had. Here's the final loot. 5 Thulecite crowns, a Thulecite suit, a lazy forager, a Magiluminescence, a construction amulet, 31 wires, 26 gears, a Thulecite club, 12 purple gems, and a bunch of biodata. Not to mention, WX has already learned the majority of circuits. This is easily one of the best character reworks I've ever seen. Bordering on a little too good. I mean, WX was always phenomenal in the ruins, but this rework actually makes them even better. The fact that in your first 10 days you can access all these different abilities and attain such an unprecedented amount of movement speed, I mean, WX is now firmly one of the strongest and most versatile characters in the game. I'd recommend WX for any player looking to get more comfortable with clearing the ruins. It's a very safe choice, and the rewards from a single trip are so numerous. I hope you enjoyed this guide, and let me know what circuit setups you've been using with the new WX. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.